Hello, my friends, I am Alan. Last Sunday morning, while sipping a cup of coffee in the backyard, I happened to chat with Martha, my 52-year-old neighbor. She was baking apple pies to welcome her grandchildren over, but hesitated for a long time in front of the mirror in the hallway. Martha confided that she suddenly noticed her hair part seemed wider, and her once voluminous hair was noticeably thinning. Have you ever stood in front of the mirror and wondered when your beloved locks quietly slipped away? You're not alone. Many people experience this disheartening feeling as their body enters the 50s, but don't be sad just yet. Actually, the cause comes from a natural factor lurking right inside the body, and science completely has a safe key to awaken those dormant hair follicles. Pour yourself a cup of warm tea, relax, and join me in watching this entire conversation. We will together explore a wonderful journey to maintain confidence and nurture radiant hair full of hope. Small note: if hair loss is too sudden, please consult a doctor. All right, first step. Let's together find out what's really happening beneath your hair roots. Sometimes the one who takes away our most precious things doesn't come from outside, but arises from within. Yesterday, while the lawnmower's buzzing sound echoed from the neighbor's house, a lively and familiar sound of weekend days in the suburbs, I happened to hear Susan confide. She is 55 years old, busily cleaning and vacuuming the floor after her husband grabbed his golf bag to go play. As she picked up the fallen strands on the living room carpet, her eyes drooped with a hidden worry. She turned to ask me, "Is it possible that our family is eating or living incorrectly?" I smiled and gently reassured her that the fault is not at all in the lifestyle. The truth is, there is a silent culprit named DHT. DHT is a natural hormone inside our bodies. When your body enters the 50s, hormonal changes make DHT suddenly more active and concentrated in the scalp area. They quietly attach to the hair follicles, causing the home that nurtures hair to shrink. At the same time, DHT shortens the hair growth cycle, making new hairs grow increasingly thin, weak, and eventually fall into a deep sleep. Do you see an image of yourself or your loved ones in Susan's story? The concept of DHT sounds academic, but imagine it just like a hairdryer on high heat, slowly shrinking your favorite wool sweater. But how can we find the switch to turn off that harmful dryer and restore vitality to the hair? Don't look away from the screen just yet, because a promising scientific solution is waiting for you right ahead. Before we move to the most interesting part, if you find our conversation today brings you peace and hope, please take a second to press the subscribe button below. Your companionship is the wonderful motivation for me to continue bringing useful health stories to our family. Now, having clearly identified the thief that shrinks hair follicles, the natural next question is, so what is the first key to water and awaken those dormant hair roots? Last Tuesday, while stopping by the personal care aisle at the nearby Walmart supermarket to buy a few items, I accidentally caught a hesitant gaze. It was Linda, a 58-year-old woman. She stood indecisively for a long time in front of dozens of hair growth solution boxes, confused about where to start. Linda confided in me that she was very reluctant to use spray solutions because she feared ruining her neatly curled hair every afternoon when picking up her grandchildren from school. Surely you've experienced the confusion like Linda when facing countless choices, right? Let me share with you a small secret. The gentlest and most common solution you can find is topical minoxidil. Imagine your hair follicles like flower buds lacking water. Minoxidil acts like an incredibly smart irrigation system, helping to expand the tiny channels under the scalp for oxygen, blood, and abundant nutrients to flow deep to nourish the hair roots. Thanks to this thorough watering, the dormant hair roots will be awakened, extending the growth time to grow thick and full of vitality. It is very safe and can completely become a gentle habit in your personal care routine. Do you know why many people hastily give up after just 1 month of applying the solution? It's because they notice hair seems to fall more at the beginning. But don't worry yet, wait. The truth behind that phenomenon is actually the sign of a miracle starting. The old, fragile hairs falling out is simply the body's way of clearing the path, making room for a new generation of hair to sprout strongly and radiantly. Just a little patience, and you'll see your wait is completely worthwhile. Using minoxidil is like bringing cool water to water a thirsty tree. But think about it. If the soil for sprouting still contains stubborn weeds of DHT lurking, can the tree develop to its fullest? That's when we need to find a stronger protective barrier from deep inside the body. Sipping a warm cup of coffee on a chilly morning, I suddenly remembered the anxious eyes of Karen, my 60-year-old neighbor a few blocks away. That morning, while sitting at the kitchen island with a batch of freshly baked fragrant cookies, she pensively looked at the bottle of hair growth medication that her son had just separately prescribed. Loving her son, she curiously wondered if her husband could use this medication to regain his form. Surely you've wondered like Karen when hearing about oral medications like finasteride or dutasteride, right? Remember the hidden thief DHT that we just exposed. If topical solutions are like watering the tree, these pills act as a solid barrier from deep within. They work by inhibiting an enzyme to prevent the hormone from converting to DHT. Finasteride blocks most of this process, while dutasteride builds an extremely comprehensive defense, thoroughly blocking all paths, effectively reducing DHT levels on the scalp. Do you find it miraculous that science can intervene deeply and protect hair follicles with just a small daily habit? But wait, these pills can lock the door tight against the thief DHT, but they always hide a truth that few mention. In reality, this type of medication is usually only for men and has been strictly contraindicated for us women. Sometimes the clearest sky is where unforeseen storms hide. The miracle of medicine always comes with potential risks. Actively suppressing a natural hormone will create very complex chain changes for the body. So before you let the man of your life take the first pill, join me in listening carefully to the silent signs right in the next part. Wrapping up the story about DHT blocking pills, we realize every solution needs keen observation. Last Sunday afternoon, when the scent of cinnamon and baked apple pies filled the kitchen, Barbara, my 54-year-old friend, carried a bit of concern in her heart. She confided that lately her husband has been frequently tired, down in mood, and more distant since he started taking oral hair growth medication. The weekend evenings, when the couple sat watching TV together, suddenly became unusually quiet, making her heart broken. In fact, science records a condition called Post-Finasteride syndrome. These tiny pills, though capable of protecting men's hair, sometimes directly affect neuroendocrinology. Even after stopping use, some people still experience bodily lethargy, reduced vitality, and gradually lose intimate connections in family life. Do you believe that women's silent care is the most wonderful key to caring for the whole family's health? Before letting the man of your life continue taking, subtly listen to the smallest changes in his emotions. We always have gentler alternatives because the ultimate goal is still a happy, sustainable family life every day. Small note: if lethargy persists, consult a doctor. So if the oral solution brings many hesitations and is inherently not for us women, is there a safer way to nurture hair roots? Definitely yes. Don't leave just yet, because in the next part, I will reveal a completely safe physical method to naturally awaken hair follicles full of hope. If this helped, comment, "I'm ready for healthier hair," so we can confidently continue this wonderful, safe beauty journey together. On the small wooden table in front of the porch this afternoon, there is a device that looks like a miniature toy, but carries within it an incredible power. While sipping a cool iced tea, Mary, my 51-year-old friend, excitedly unpacked the newly delivered Amazon Prime package. She sat on the familiar swing, her eyes sparkling with a hopeful smile as she held up a roller dotted with tiny needles. She confessed to me that she was a bit hesitant, not knowing if this tiny device would hurt, but the desire to regain voluminous hair gave her courage. Do you believe that super small impacts only as thin as a hair are the miraculous command to awaken dormant hair follicles deep under the scalp? Indeed, this microneedling method is a wonderful discovery. When gently rolling over the skin, the ultra-small needles create natural pathways. The body's reaction will immediately produce a large amount of collagen in that area to nourish. But the best part doesn't stop there. Imagine your scalp like a thirsty garden. If you only apply minoxidil on the surface, nutrients are hard to penetrate deeply. Thanks to the pathways from the roller, minoxidil can absorb straight down to the roots to water each hair follicle. This combination brings superior hair growth effectiveness compared to just applying the solution normally. Many people have seen baby hairs sprouting after a period of persistence, and the real miracle is always for those who don't give up hope. However, I understand that using the roller at home still requires a bit of courage to touch the skin. If you love complete gentleness and want to enjoy high technology, there is still a wonderful alternative waiting. Discover it today. The TV rumbling from the living room at 11 p.m., casting flickering red lights on the wall. Last night, I saw Patricia, a 62-year-old friend, pensively watching a late-night ad program about a laser hair growth shining helmet. At retirement age, she is hesitating whether to use her savings to buy that expensive helmet or invest in plasma therapy at a clinic. The at-home microneedling we just discussed sometimes requires a bit of courage from you. So what if you want a gentler solution? Science is opening brilliant doors of hope. Do you believe that those seemingly simple red lights carry the power to awaken hair follicles? The truth is, low-level laser therapy is not at all a toy. Red light has been proven to increase hair density and growth very safely. It gently nourishes your scalp. Besides light, your body also possesses a precious resource, platelet-rich plasma therapy, or PRP. They will take a small amount of your own blood, filter out the purest growth factors to inject back into the thinning hair area. This wonderful method utilizes natural power to regenerate collagen and thicken hair. PRP is often rhythmically combined with microneedling to create the most ideal environment for new hair roots. You see, science always brings countless promising paths. Modern machines bring immense benefits to hair. But is the gentlest miracle really only in high technology? This answer might truly surprise you because Mother Nature always hides a wonderful secret to prevent hair loss, right on the rustic spice shelf in your familiar kitchen. The pungent, pure aroma of a crushed rosemary sprig on the fingertips seems to carry the peaceful breath of the home garden corner. Last week, while strolling around the weekend farmer's market, I encountered Nancy, 57 years old, passionately selecting small herb pots. She prefers an organic lifestyle, always yearning for the most natural, gentle solution to care for her gradually thinning hair and her beloved husband. Do you believe that the secret to preventing the hair loss causing hormone could be right on the spice shelf in your kitchen? Don't be surprised yet, because nature always hides the most miraculous gifts waiting for us to discover. Instead of intervening with modern machines, sometimes returning to nature brings new life to tired hair follicles. Science has proven that some natural ingredients have the ability to inhibit DHT very safely. The most prominent is saw palmetto extract, famous for supporting hormone control. Besides that, pumpkin seed oil and rosemary oil are also valuable assistants, helping to nourish the scalp from deep within and weaken the power of the thief DHT. Nancy has tried adding a few drops of rosemary oil to her evening care routine, and her smile now radiates when seeing baby hairs gradually appearing. If you like, comment, "Great hair," and if the video is helpful even a little, please like this video. Nature gifts us the gentlest therapies to preserve youthful hair. But is this common gift enough to fully resolve the intense internal turmoil in a U60 woman's body? Your biological clock is ticking to a new rhythm, so please stay a bit longer, because right in the next part, we will together explore how to regain control of the body. Nature always brings truly gentle gifts, but a woman's body possesses a distinct biological clock, especially when we enter this radiant but somewhat unsteady age of 50. The glamorous evening gown was hung neatly, but as she sat at the vanity table, Betty's teary eyes reflected in the mirror wandered in search of youthful years. At 59, she is excitedly preparing for her beloved daughter's wedding. She smiles radiantly because the dress fits perfectly, but her heart suddenly sinks when seeing the thin and sparse hair around the crown clearly exposed under the light. Do you see your own image or close girlfriends through Betty's emotions? When entering menopause, besides hot flashes or lovely body changes, our hair is also quietly speaking up. At this stage, the gentle female hormone estrogen begins to decline, and when the protector estrogen steps back, the thief named DHT that we exposed in the early minutes has the opportunity to rise more strongly. This dominance causes the hair follicles in the crown area to gradually shrink, making the hair lose its original bouncy and proud volume. Are you thinking that time is gradually taking away your beauty privileges and there's no way to salvage it? Don't give up just yet, because that biological clock isn't ticking notes of despair. Your hormones may be shifting gears on a new path, but don't forget, you completely have the ability to grasp the steering wheel to direct this journey to a brighter direction. Science understands your body, and this change is just a gentle seasonal transition, not at all the end for your beauty. We have together gone through deep causes, touched the most intimate emotions, and gathered gentle solutions from medicine to nature. Now, when all pieces are present, how to weave all that into a care plan full of hope for you and your life partner. Please stay a little longer to complete this beautiful picture with me. The fragrant BBQ grilled meat smell wafts from the backyard on a radiant sunny afternoon. I am Alan, and we have traveled a long way together to rediscover the beauty and health of hair. Like Sarah at today's BBQ party, she is confidently smiling with her voluminous styled hair, cheerfully pouring iced tea and sharing healthcare secrets with her husband and sister. She understands that age 50 or 60 is not a stopping point, but the time we need a more comprehensive and refined care plan. Whether you choose to apply minoxidil regularly every evening, bravely try microneedling therapy, use the power of nature, or apply modern technology, the most important is patience. You don't need to do everything at once. Choose the method that best suits your lifestyle and comfort. Tomorrow morning, while sitting with a cup of coffee, talk to your life partner. A small habit starting today will be healthy hair a year later. Age is just a number, and when we understand our body, we can completely hold the key to confidence. Thank you for taking the time to sit with me in this warm conversation. Your companionship is the most wonderful gift. If you find these shares useful, don't forget to press subscribe and turn on notifications so we don't miss the next health stories. Wishing you a peaceful evening with your family, and see you again.